Yeah. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. How's everybody doing? How's everybody feeling? Still in Dallas, enjoying life. It feels good to stretch. What a fun week. Good fight week. Awesome event. Superb performance by Errol Spence. I'm juiced, ready for the next fight. I don't know what the next big one is. I'm not going to the Lamont Peterson one. Yeah, I'm in Dallas still. I'm still out here. We do what we want, leave when we want. So I decided to stay an extra day. I had a fun week though. Definitely fun. The weather was cool too. Definitely. Cause I don't know if Frisco is hotter, Frisco, Texas, but when I went to, I mean, it was the summertime too, granted. But when I went to the last Spence fight, oh my God, it was like, I was finna die. It was like super hot. This was cool. The weather wasn't like nothing crazy. Yeah, YouTube, I don't know if they're sending out notifications. Take the glasses off. Blocked. That was easy. Sup, Ego? Great fights yesterday. Good for the sport, and thanks for keeping us updated. No doubt. Yeah, I'm in Dallas still. I decided to stay an extra day. You know, I don't know. I just wanted to stay here an extra day. But I wanted to talk about this real quick. I got to step out, so I don't know how long this will be. Deep Evo the champ. They hate. We can't relate. $5 super chat. Great work at the fight, Ego Veli. My guy. Shout out to Las Vegas, though. Man, this is an incredible journey. I feel good. I feel good. I feel great. It's not even about like the fans. Some of the fans make this about something other than what it should be about, which is boxing. It's not just about like I told you so, but when fans come to your page with venom and vitriol and suggest that you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, and then now you see them after the fact, when you warned them, when you gave your insight, it's just like, damn. So people are like, oh, be humble, Ego. Fuck that. I am a humble person. I don't need someone to tell me who I am. I know who I am. My parents are still married. You know, I was raised right, but I'm not being humble. Were they humble when they came at new media and said their piece? And I told you, I got that switch like Pot. That's why what I'm doing, I know what I'm doing. I'm destroying them. I'm destroying them. They live off a mafioso image. I fucked his wife. I'm fucking him in the game. I know what I'm doing. I'm destroying them. And it feels good, man. All y'all talk that crazy talk on this internet. Yeah, 10 toes down. Shout out to Mr. King Palmer, $5 super chat. Salute to you, Ego. I saw you on Ellie video, LOL on the grind. Yeah, man, I'm out here. It's just a great trip. And this trip I probably got the least amount of content. Like normally I got a lot more content, like interviews and footage and stuff. But I came late, missed the press conference, didn't go to the Thursday press conference, and then security was tripping. Like I was on the floor ringside, but to get over by the fighters, you have to sneak back before. So I was live streaming this shit. I just do me. I don't have to run around all like a chicken with my head cut off. Like, yeah, hey, E40, wait, and running and try to catch everybody. I mean, it is what it is. I was surprised Garcia lasted 12 rounds. I give him mad respect. I'm not really surprised by that. Like I feel like I knew that about Garcia. He sparred with Edwin Valero when he was a teenager, bro. Edwin Valero was a knockout artist, and I know back then he wasn't probably weighing that much. You know, we know Mikey's a dog. You know, this is not like I only could give it to you real. You know, I told you leading up to the fight, I still respect Mikey. I was gonna respect him. Obviously, if he won, I would respect him. But you know, even in a loss or a draw or something, I still respect him. He's a good fighter. I do have questions about since they left him in there. Well, not left. It was his choice. He wanted to be there. Try to pull him out. I have questions if he's going to be the same guy, but you know, I respect him as a person, as a fighter. You know, he's humble and stuff like that. But a lot of these fans, I'm trying to tell you, y'all be fucking it up for yourself. Man, they cutting it, mixing it, fucking it all up. They like really, they really be fucking it up for themselves. They talk crazy. Like I told you guys, old media, they this listen, this is what happens to their channels. Old media, if they even last, they do videos, gain somewhat of following, you know, or maybe not even that. And then they constantly spout out bullshit that's more emotional. You know, some of these motherfuckers is racist. And then when it turns out to constantly, time after time, be wrong, fans get it. And like, god damn, like, you ain't never right. You said Mikey is gonna do this, and Mikey is gonna do this, or whatever the fight is. And then fans ain't stupid. Even if they want to agree with you, the non-racist, real fans, no matter what their color, creed, ethnicity, or whatever, the real fans of the sport are gonna keep it real. You know, and that's what always helps police boxing and keep it in check. You know, motherfuckers can say Pacquiao beat Floyd in slow motion, and if you watch it backwards and doing a handstand, all that. Nobody believes that. You get what I'm saying? Nobody believes that. So you can try to convince people, but you're definitely in the minority. And I told you this moment was coming. I'm out to destroy. I'm petty. So we out to destroy old media. We're destroying them. They live off a mafioso image. I fucked his wife. I'm fucking him in the game. I took 5 shots. What? We destroying them. I told you we destroying them. It's like seek and destroy. I try to warn them. Tell you know they keep doing it. Now we're gonna expose who knows what about this game. You know, and notice this is what old media does. They hedge their bets, put out a bunch of bullshit before the fight because they know they're probably gonna be wrong at this point, and you know try to double down on some shit and have it both ways. Have their cake and eat it too. Talk shit. Like you're not in a position to talk shit, my G. You like everything you said was some bullshit. Like you know, it doesn't even make sense. And this is not directed to any one person. I'm just talking about old media in general. How is it that you spout out for the weeks leading up to the fight, bullshit upon bullshit upon bullshit, all of which turns out to be completely false? I'm talking about people, you know, Robert Garcia said this too, but fans repeated it. They said Mikey is stronger than Errol Spence. Didn't see. They said Mikey is smarter and has more ring IQ than Spence. We didn't see that. They said he had more experience. We didn't see that. They said he had more of it. We didn't see that. You know, we didn't see more ring generalship to control the range. You know, they said Mikey was going to dominate all rounds, which I knew wasn't going to be the case. He ain't gonna just dominate. I don't see anybody at this point, as long as Spence is hungry and taking his career like he's taking it, ain't nobody gonna dominate Spence for a minute like that. You know what I'm saying? Where you just dominate him all every single round. I ain't seen the fighter, you know. So they said Mikey's gonna win every 12 round, and then when they're brutally honest, I mean when they're totally wrong and shit, then they try to talk shit to you. Like what? And I promise you, you'll be able to see boxing fans, new media. It's a new regime. It's a new generation. It's me era like Canelo. Me era. It's our time now. We talk Pensacola. We talk tonight. People don't want to hear that bullshit no more. And I promise you, you go look at the likes and dislikes, You know, I ain't done it, but I can imagine because I know what new media is getting more powerful as we go on. If anybody's out there talking crazy that said a bunch of bullshit, I promise you there's people flagging up their videos, hitting the dislike button, you know, that you seeing half and half, like, you know, 60 likes and 65, 90 dislikes and shit like that. Unless they hide them, you know, unless they hide the likes. And if they hide them, you know what they're hiding them for, because they don't want people to see the truth, you know. Show that shit. Show that shit. You bad, right? Show that shit, you know. And I know it. These dudes is getting slaughtered at front, right, and center. Like the best thing you could do is show sportsmanship. I really respect the Garcia family because they're taking it, and you usually get this with the fighter. Usually, well, you know, there's sometimes like Kovalev, he's kind of like a sore loser about shit with the Ward shit. But I respect the Garcias because um, Mikey in the post fight was brutally honest, and so is Robert Garcia. Now, like Fight Hype just did a video with at the St. Patty's Day fights in New York with what the fuck with Garcia. I guess he went to the top rank card. I don't know if he had a fighter on there or something, but it's over for old media. I promise you that. All that stupid shit that they like saying so much is done. So shout out to Fight Hype for the content for the interview. They said, "Hey, how do you rate Mikey's performance?" And he's like, "Ah, man, fuck. I mean, it's really hard because it was one sided. You know, it was a one sided fight, and you know, he's prideful, and Robert Garcia is saying this, the brother trainer, and he's like, yeah, we talked about stopping it, and Mikey was like, no, you know, I respect that, I respect his honesty, and that I put that in the title. They said Robert Garcia brutally honest day after Mikey Garcia's fight. You know, this I respect that. At least you said, you know, we thought we would be able to do this and thought we could do this, but we weren't able to execute it, and Errol had an answer. That's what we've seen, you know. But the people who said all this shit before, and then they're still trying to double down and be like, nah, you know, Errol Spence, he still sucks, and he beat up a lightweight, and he, you know, you look petty, you look crazy right now. That's that old media shit. You know, oh, why he didn't knock him out though? Oh, he picked on the smaller person. Then why'd you pick him? If all this stuff is true, why'd you pick him to fight? You know, don't be like, oh, he's a lightweight and he's small and a featherweight and these types of things now. But then you picked Mikey to beat Spence. You know, that doesn't even make sense. Oh yeah, Mikey's gonna dominate him. He's way smarter, faster, and all this stuff. And then when it doesn't go your way, now it's some other shit. You know, new media, man. But listen to Robert Garcia.
How's it going, man? Thanks for having me.
How do you rate Mikey's performance?
Look,
Tell us about his performance.
What can I say? Look, there's, it's hard to rate, you know, because it was pretty much a one-sided fight.
He said fuck. He said fuck. I mean, he's making faces too. He's like, it's pretty hard to rate because it was pretty much a one-sided fight. So, you know, there's even people who were saying that it wasn't a one-sided fight and shit. So the brother slash trainer is admitting it's a one-sided fight, but then you have people saying, I'm not impressed with Errol Spence. But the opposite corner and stuff is saying it was one-sided and giving props, you know.
It was pretty much a one-sided fight. You know, Mikey said it in the press conference after the fight. You know, he thought, and we thought, you know, with the training camp that we had and the sparring partners that we had, that we would be able to find our way, if it was on the outside or on the inside. But whatever Mikey did, Errol had something. He was prepared for whatever Mikey did. So
literally what I said, and this interview came out after I said it because I said it on a previous live stream. That's still up. I said Errol Spence blocked all the exits. That was my words exactly. That was my words exactly. And now you hear the trainer of Mikey and the brother, family member, saying the same thing. Once again, how come old media, nobody of merit says what they're saying?
it was hard. You know, it was hard to even. It's even hard to rate a performance because it was pretty much couldn't do much. You know, couldn't do much. So
He said it was hard to rate the performance because we pretty much couldn't do much.
it was just one of those nights where Errol was the better man.
Now the
Errol was
8th
the
and
better
9th were really tough rounds for him. As a brother, how hard was it for you not to, like, you know, throw in the towel and call
Well,
it
look,
off?
we actually I thought about it and my dad told me to do it.
He said his dad told him to throw in the towel. You know, people are like, oh, he can't stop. He can't even stop the smaller mind. His dad instructed him to throw, for the record, to throw in the towel.
before the round ended, but going into the ring, and when I told Mikey, you know, it's too much, I'm gonna stop it. He told me, look, I'm not winning the rounds. I know I'm not winning, and
He told him, I'm not winning the rounds. I know I'm not winning the rounds.
I'm not winning the rounds. I know I'm not winning, and I'm not winning the fight, but I'm not getting hurt either. I'm blocking a lot, and he told me, he did tell me that a body shot got him really good, but not to a point where it was that bad to go down. And the head punches, he told me that, you know, he felt them because obviously Errol hits very hard, but that he was never hurt. So I told him, okay, I'm gonna give you a few more rounds, but if I see that punishment, I'm gonna stop it. And he says, don't stop it. My son also says to look, he wants to finish, let him finish. And he did, you know, he survived, he finished.
He just said he survived.
Without taking too much punishment where he had to go to the hospital or anything like that. He was fine after the fight. He was able to go to the press conference. He was able to go to his family right after the fight without any need to go see a doctor or go to the hospital or anything like that. So, you know, we were happy.
How much of a moral victory for you guys is it that he went 12 rounds? Because we got some bigger guys. And,
but look, it's not that it's for us, not that it's a moral victory. I think it's more, it was for Mikey. He didn't want to go out by a knockout. And he did it, you know, he finished the fight, you know, lost the fight by decision. And that's him, he probably feels obviously better than getting knocked out. You know, he did what he had to do to stay in the ring and finish the rounds.
So, that's enough. This is literally what I told you guys. You know, I said Mikey looked like he was gun shy by the second half of the fight. He looked like he was more so surviving. With anything about boxing, you would also know that it then becomes harder when someone is a veteran and they're doing enough to not necessarily win the fight, but and not taking enough continuous risk to open up. Like, that's what I told you. You know, like Leonard Bundu versus Keith Thurman. He made it tricky enough for Keith Thurman, so Thurman, even though he hurt him in the first round, Thurman wasn't able to get him out of there. But he was clearly losing the fight. You know, Thurman was clearly beating him. And when you're down, when you're down in a fight, right? You have to make the adjustment when you're down by that much too. I literally gave Errol Spence every single round, even the second one. Watch it again. Obviously, the second one was Mikey's best round, but he tried to steal the round. Errol was doing consistent work in the round throughout for the whole first stanza. Stay ready, Boxing TV, $2 super chat. Good seeing you at the fight, fam. Salute, new media. Appreciate you. Good seeing you. You know, and that's just the reality of it. Like I said, people like, oh, Errol didn't knock him out. It's hard to knock somebody out who don't want to go, you know, and who ain't like taking enough of a, like, put it this way. Got to a point in the fight. Hold on one second here. Got to the point in the fight where Mikey would have needed a knockout to win, or like several, right? Because it was too late in the fight, and he was like getting skunked, like 6-0, 7-0. You're getting skunked, right? So Mikey would have had to do drastic. He would have had to produce something drastic to turn things around in his favor. You get me? So he would adjustment. Errol just had to, you know, maintain what he was doing and, switch up if Mikey started to catch on to his game plan. And, we just see the double standards. Adrian Broner. People razzed Broner for the Pacquiao fight. Oh, you fucking journeyman, blah, blah, blah. Broner, Broner won more rounds versus Pacquiao, a guaranteed legend, than Mikey won versus Spence, who's a legend in training, if you will. Like he's still working on that. And people give Broner shit. You see how the game, all these double standards, and then old media, now they trying, they probably getting crucified in the dislikes, crucified in the comment section. And then what makes it worse is the team of the fighter that you're co-signing ain't even saying what you're saying. So it then becomes a problem. How is it that the Garcias kept it real? Big G said he wanted the towel thrown in. Robert Garcia said he thought about it, and he says, fuck, it's hard to score a fight. J-Dog J-Dog tried to get me back from Twitter. No, I'm not being petty. I'm gonna keep talking. Listen, J-Dog, hey, you tried to get me. He tried to get me back from yesterday because he was being petty. No, I'm not even being petty. I'm destroying old media. That is my goal. I told y'all not to fuck with me. I told y'all. I said I'm coming. So we gonna make this understood. I don't give a fuck who mad. We gonna make this understood. I want to make sure they get it loud and clear because I'm sick of the bullshit. Hedging bets and people picked Mikey or whatever fight. It's not even just this one fucking fight. This is a reoccurring thing and theme in boxing, straight up. So now we mashing Death Row East. We gonna kill all you motherfuckers. It's just it has to be this way. I want people to see what's out there. See who's feeding you that real. I don't give a fuck where you're from, what you look like. That shit don't matter to me, But you gotta keep it real. Wherever you're from, whoever you like, you gotta keep it real. We checkmate these motherfuckers straight up like that. And, I'm just sick of it. And by every big fight, and like, if the fight's close, then it's a robbery, like Wilder Fury, and people go off of the deep end. Like, really look at it. Mikey Garcia got outlanded. Like, it was something vicious. It was like Errol Spence landed 365 shots, and Mikey Garcia landed 75. Mikey landed less than 100 punches in 12 rounds. He was surviving. He couldn't figure it out. There were little independent stands he was trying to take, but then Errol Spence had an answer for it, and he was like, fuck, all right. It's like he was getting met with resistance, so he's like, oh, shit. It's like, Errol Spence is a dog, and there's a chain link fence, like metal gate, right? A chain link fence, and then you get close to the dog, you're not really tripping, and then you try to put your finger through the little chain link, the little diamond, and the dog is like, oh shit, so you're gonna pull your shit back real quick because that dog's getting closer and closer to biting you. Eventually if you keep fucking with it, it's gonna get you. You're not gonna be faster than the dog. So that's what it looked like. Mikey was taking these little independent stands to try to turn the fight in his favor, but then he was being met with mass resistance and a crazy ass Texas jab, and he would back down from it. And then he got in pretty much survival mode. Like there's points where he was coming forward, that shit wasn't working. He's fighting on the outside, that shit wasn't working. Fighting on the inside, that shit wasn't working. Trying to counter, oh shit, he missed, that wasn't working. Then he started backpedaling, and he was getting backed into the ropes. He had no control in any round in the 12 rounds. Not one single round did he have control. I'm keeping it brutally honest. Like I said, I don't really care who's mad. There was not one round where I think he controlled the ebb and flow or the tempo of the fight. And like, oh shit, Errol dominated the distance, the ring generalship, the mood, the tempo. Listen, I'm at the fucking fight. I'm ringside shoddy, man. All these flags and people yelling, screaming Mikey in Texas and shit. That's dope. When we got to the mid rounds, this shit was like Ghost Town, USA. This shit was quiet as fuck. Where are all them Mikey chants and shit? We didn't hear them. That's an indication. Because if a fighter has a lot of fans in the crowd or whatever, or a good amount, anything they do is going to be oohs and ahs. But he didn't have a bunch of ooh and ah moments. That crowd was quiet as fuck, bro. I thought I was in church. Real talk. I thought I was in the church of Dallas Baptist. That was a fucking baptism. Fuck what you talking about. That was the church of Latter-day Saints and shit. It was quiet as fuck. No, y'all laughing. Fuck that, bro. It was quiet. I ain't hear nothing. When Mikey's walking out, he had the, the Gap band or whatever. He's like, we're not gonna take it clean. They got little cymbals and recorders and shit, flutes and all this shit. Hey, Guru, I need some more flutes. And people are, round 5, and on. That shit, you would thought you was in a library. I thought I was in the library, biblioteca. I was like, damn, this shit is really like silent as fuck right now. I heard Jerry Jones' heartbeat and shit. Nah, I didn't fly Southwest. I just chose to stay an extra day. I'm just being honest. It was quiet as fuck. And they were talking about having a crowd, but that's another indication. That's like circumstantial evidence, but it's also an indication of all the representation that you had in the crowd that were at the weigh-ins and that were at the fights when you walked out. Errol shut that shit down. It's just what it was. And like I said, respects to Garcia. I'm not like throwing salt in the wound. I'm just telling you what it is. But I will not settle for old media trying to do what they always do. Try to come from behind and hedge your bets and switch it up. Nah. Like, okay, just understand this. People saying now, like, oh, Mikey's a lightweight, he's so small, and shut up, he didn't get stopped. But his trainers admitting, his dad, his brother, they told you they wanted to stop it, and he pleaded with them not to stop it. So is that really a moral victory? Is that really a talking point that you really want to ride with? Like, that's like someone like getting beat the fuck up in a street fight or some shit. And they're like, yeah, but I didn't die though. Like, I mean, yeah, but you got put in the hospital. You had brain contusions and brain bleeds. Like, it's pretty severe. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying that's what happened to Mike, but I'm just saying, like, people, is that really the argument you want to go with? Is because it didn't get stopped and his team is telling you they wanted to stop it, but Mikey was just like, no, just give me some more time. Yeah, he's a competitor. Fighters don't want to quit. Most people, you know. So it's respect. He tried for something and he came up short. That's what it is, and it could be that. But the fans keep bothering me, so now we mashing. I told you, leave me alone. I'm content. I'm ready to go to the next fight. I'm ready to talk about the next fight, build up Canelo Jacobs. But these dudes who are perpetually wrong, always coming out with the excuses, switching the narrative. And you got to ask yourself, this is why new media is existing and old media is dying out. They becoming dinosaurs, I promise you that. Here's another thing, though, is you got to look at it, right? People are making all these excuses now. Just look at it. I tell you, look who says what then and now. People are now saying, oh, yeah, but Mikey's too tiny. He's so small. Then why was you riding with him saying he was going to dominate Spence? Why didn't you just say, like, the other people, like me and other people, that, hey, man, he's too tiny? Nah, hell no. I'm talking about people who were saying that Mikey's way smarter and has a higher ring IQ are now flipping and saying, oh, he was little anyway. Then why'd you pick him? So either way, you're trapped. That don't even make sense. Why, if you knew all this stuff in advance, we knew Mikey was moving up. We knew Mikey was moving up. You know, so if you knew all the details of the fight, then why'd you pick Mikey? It makes no sense. So either way, you know, you're trapped. So it just this stuff doesn't make sense. Like I said, ESPN wrote an article talking about it's a lose-lose situation for Errol, even if he beats Mikey. But then they favored him to lose to Mikey. So how does he not gain anything by beating someone that you think is capable of beating him? Oh my gosh, this shit is really too easy. That's what happens when you racist, bias, you know, things like that. You say it's a lose-lose situation, but you don't think Errol is capable or was the man to beat Mikey Garcia, but you're saying he doesn't win any reward. It doesn't make sense. How does he not? How is it a lose-lose situation where he doesn't gain any reward if you don't even think he can beat this guy? That's like me saying, "Oh, Ivan Drago's gonna kill Rocky and destroy him like he did Apollo," and then I write an article talking about, you know, Rocky Balboa versus Drago is a lose-lose situation. Why would it be a lose-lose situation if I think the guy who won was gonna lose? That sounds like a competitive fight. You know, that sounds like a competitive fight. If you think the guy's going to lose, then how is him winning a lose-lose situation? That's like, it doesn't even make any level of sense on any level. Smash the like button. We working. These dudes are getting fucked up. I'm telling you. Just look at it. I hope people are vandalizing the fuck out their pages. I say, and with me, I just move on to the next fight. You know, straight up, because I know I'm not saying nothing crazy in any of these fights. They do. Old media does. You know, and I told y'all it's bullshit. It was a premature, built-in excuse to take away. Oh, he's small. I mean, and here's the other thing. If he's so small, then why did he track down Errol? Errol just said yes. You know, Errol is like Floetry. All you gotta do is say yes. So how are we blaming Errol when he's tracked down? He's trying to fight credible welterweights. They didn't want smoke, you know, except for Terrence Crawford, who also happens to be promotionally the hardest fight to make, you know. You know, all Errol did is said I'll be a Huckleberry, and was he just answered the call. He never said one bad thing about Mikey Garcia. I never seen him say, nah, man, Mikey need to bring his ass up to 47. That's Mikey's doing. You know, like I said, where I'm from, don't start none, won't be none. Mikey said he seen something, and we were all waiting to see what he seen, and now he sees what we see. You know, the people like me who are like, nah, that's not a good fight for him to take right now. You know, but respects to the Garcias, they try, you know, you come up short. I've done stuff, you know, you go out for a job or whatever, and then you don't get the job, even though you thought you were well prepared, dressed apart, you know, landed the interview. You know, just come back better. I don't have no problem with that. You know, I'm not no just fucking brute or malice. You know, like I'm just out here trying to see people get fucked up and die and kill. You know, I'm not like a sinister person like that. But again, I will destroy old media because they keep perpetuating bullshit, and we not having that. You know, this game we got to get to the point where we take an L. If you picked him and you were wrong, that's fine. You know, shit happens. But if you was talking big shit and then now you can't accept the L, you know, new media, we got you. We got you. And I guarantee you their comment section is getting blown the fuck up right now. Oh, you stupid motherfucker. And this is why you see them channels fall off. I've been here long. I've been here a long time. You know, you see me like, bro, this is what I do for a living. I'm at the fights. I'm traveling. I'm going city to city, all off the muscle. People, the formula could be so easy, but these motherfuckers don't know what they're talking about, so they never reach any level of true success. You know, they get a couple hundred followers or whatever, and then they start saying bogus shit and constantly wrong. No, nobody wants to. Like I said, people don't want to be around negative Nancy's all the time. People don't want to be around losers all the time. People don't want to be around people who aren't winning. at life in general. I know I don't. And that's what happens to old media. Like, you wrong again? God damn. Block right move. Block right move right now. That's an open hit on right move. You just made the wrong move, motherfucker. Talking that shit. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see if it's the right move. He's like, hey, you blocked me, man. Ego. We not doing like, bro. When you in the league, like Lil Wayne said, I'm in the league. I could pop a willie. We in the league, bro. We don't have to prove nothing. The proof is in the pudding. People know what I said then, now, before. The videos are still up. My live stream, all that. We know what you said. You know, we know what these channels said. We know what these writers said. Like Errol Spence said at the post-fight press conference. People watch, people pay attention, and see what's going on. That's why he called out a report. He called out Steve Kim and said, you picked against me. Who, ironically, is the same person, even though he picked Mikey to win, he said that Errol doesn't gain anything. We see what they're trying to do. That's what they always try to do to black athletes. But it's not, you know, we going to rise up. Straight up. It's like that. Mutiny out this motherfucker. We going to overthrow the captain. You know, we throwing motherfuckers overboard. I promise you. I promise you. This is straight mutiny. We run the show now. We throwing them overboard. We gonna overthrow your whole government. All that dumb shit you used to hearing, that's just over. You'll see it. I promise you. I don't make loose promises, but it's not a physical threat. I'm gonna work my ass off, you know, to speak that gospel in boxing, and to show people the light and show people what's really going on. If you deserve praise in this game, you deserve praise. Right now, Mikey Garcia, the biggest thing that he can gain from this is the lesson in taking the L and, you know, maybe biting off more than he could chew. Just go back to the drawing board, see where he could correct, see where he really stands. Like, you know, it actually could be a good thing. I don't know that it will, but, you know, it could be a good thing in the sense of maybe Mikey, this is a reality check, you know? Mikey thought he could just float around, you know, because he had done it. He went from 26 to 30 to 35 to 40, and he was knocking motherfuckers out and beating Broner and stuff. So maybe he got ahead of himself and like, man, fuck that. I need a real challenge, you know? So now this is maybe a reality check that, you know, I do have limitations, and or not necessarily just limitations, but I'm not Superman. You know, I'm not invincible. I can't just fluctuate 3 different weight classes. Because if you remember this, Mikey Garcia said he wanted 3 fights last year, the 3rd fight being Errol Spence. So that would have been the Sergey Lipinets fight at 140, Robert Easter at 135, and then move up 2 divisions from that to fight at 147. So in 1 year, you know, he would have fought in 3 weight classes. That's like unheard of. I'm with it for making history, but just like the Lomachenko situation, sometimes fighters, you know, their own, you know, arrogance or pompous, they need that reality check. Lomachenko did the same thing. The motherfucker thought because he had 2 gold medals and, you know, had all these amateur fights that it was sweet, he could just beat Orlando Salido. Oh, this motherfucker ain't nothing for me. It ain't nothing I seen. And then he got in there with Salido and lost in his 2nd fight. He didn't have to do that. If he would have took a couple fights and then fought Salido, you know, in his 7th, 13th fight or something, he probably could have won. But he tried to, you know, he was feeling himself too much. And this is just a hard lesson. Mikey had to learn the hard way. Stubborn. I'm stubborn as fuck. I'm an Aries. Stubborn as fuck. I've been in a situation where my parents said, don't do that. Don't do that. Save your money. Don't do that, you know. Don't spend like that. Don't get in credit debt. And then I did it, you know, being a knucklehead. So I think we've all had those experiences, and this was just that for Mikey. So we'll see how he bounces back. But as far as old media, it's done for you motherfuckers. Oh my gosh. We eradicating all of you. Myron Dinner, $5 super chat. Thank you. I think Mikey will beat Loma if they take that punishment from Spence. I don't think Loma can hurt him, and Loma don't have long arms. I don't know though, because I don't think I before the Spence fight I would have picked Mikey for sure, but um I don't know. I don't know going up all that weight and then dropping back down to 35. He might be tapped. He might be depleted. You can't sleep on Loma in that way. And then the other thing is taking that much punishment. What did that do to his confidence? Either way, in my honest opinion, Mikey Garcia needs to take a cool amount of time off. He needs to treat this like a knockout. When people get knocked out, come back, take months off, good amount, six months off, 7 months, 8 months or whatever. Regroup, stay in somewhat of shape, and then come back to a light touch at the end of the year in LA or some shit. And then just build, figure out what y'all petty as fuck. He said, "Congratulations, Mike, you played yourself." Why you hit him with that DJ Khaled? Yeah, confidence. I'm telling you, confidence goes a long way. Like Roy Jones, how did Roy Jones? That's my favorite fighter. He was undefeated virtually from '88 to like 2003 or some shit. You I don't really Montel Griffin. He was beating his ass, and you've seen what happened in the rematch. But for the most part, he was Mr. Untouchable. He loses to Antonio Tarver, then gets knocked out his very next fight. I'm telling you, when that aura is gone, sometimes you don't see the fighters be the same. I think we're seeing the same thing with Triple G. Jacob showed that he can hang and go 12 with Triple G and wasn't scared. Canelo, fought to a draw, then came back with a better game plan. That's why I don't even see Canelo versus Triple G3, because I'm pretty sure Canelo got his number now, and I don't think Triple G is going to get better, having all that wear and tear and shit. His defense ain't going to really improve, so he's going to be what we've always seen. And we've always seen, I'm telling you, there's no chin in boxing that ain't been cracked when they continue to fight that way. That's why, like Floyd always say, the least amount of punishment you take, the better. And this was incredibly crazy for Mikey Garcia to take this fight, and more so the man fans, because I asked the same question. Remember? Listen, if you consider yourself like a loyal fan of the channel, like Ego's Army, say hell yeah. If you think, like you fuck with the content and you listen pretty regularly to what I got to say in this boxing game, can I get a hell yeah? I want to see where my true, like the people who really fuck with the channel are, and I want to see who remembers this. So it's gonna be for my real life fans that like fuck with me hard body. Pause. All right. Okay, we see some. So I literally said this. I said Errol Spence, from everyone I've talked to, at the very least held his own with Floyd Mayweather. This is literally the question I said before the Errol Spence Mikey fight, right? I said everyone I've talked to told me that Errol Spence, people that were there, said Errol Spence did his thing and held his own with Floyd Mayweather. This is what they told me. And I said, Mikey, I don't think Mikey would fare well, even in sparring with Floyd Mayweather. And guess what people said? Oh, you're full of shit. Mikey would do excellent. And I'm like, why? And I was like, what about Juan Manuel Marquez? He got destroyed in a professional fight, I said he got destroyed in a professional fight versus Floyd Mayweather. So what makes you think that would be like one of Floyd's toughest sparring sessions ever, like Spence was? And they're like, yeah, fuck that, right? And I was like, because Mikey Garcia and Juan Manuel Marquez are kind of similar, counter punchers and, pick their shots off well. And they're not known for insane athleticism or crazy speed, but they're effective at what they do. Their footwork isn't crazy, but they're just educated and methodical fighters, right? And then these dumbass fans were trying to tell me that Mikey would be one of Floyd's toughest sparrings. Now, re-examine the fight when Errol Spence sparred before he was a champion, before he's a champion. Do you honestly think Mikey Garcia, styles make fights, people, stylistically would be one of Floyd's toughest fight, like toughest sparring sessions ever. That's not even the style. Floyd has beaten several people with different styles, including that style. Like we've watched it, and people who are much faster. And what I said from the beginning is Mikey is good, but he doesn't have like jaw dropping speed. He doesn't have jaw dropping like defense. I told you guys these things. You know, like his defense is not even on a Floyd Mayweather level at all. You know, it's not. It's just simply not. That's like saying Marquez. He's a great counterpuncher, one of my favorites actually. You know, but it's not. His defense ain't on Floyd's level. You know, because Floyd has something different. He has like fast twitch muscles, reach. He's very athletic, stays in shape nonstop. You know, it's just he's a different package. You know, and the thing in boxing, it's okay to say these things. I'm not saying these things with malice. I'm not saying this to say these guys are like horrible or garbo, but people get so offended when you tell the truth. It's like I question what type of world am I living in where you can't be real in the moment you're real, you know, people, oh, fuck you. And like I said, I know what it has to do with. A lot of people are biased, a lot of people are emotional, a lot of people bring race into it, shit like that. So they can't accept what's being said, no matter if it's the truth or not. They refuse to it. They're AKA in denial. You know, Mikey, his defense is, you know, is not superb. It's not like Ruz and Provodnikov, you know, but I would never say he has like an all-time great defense. You know, Willie Pep or Pernell Whitaker, you know, Mayweather. You know, even look at like Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant's defense is slick in there, you know? And that was not necessarily Mikey's get up. And that's what I was saying. Like, what are people seeing that, like George Foreman and Sugar Ray, that Mikey was really going to do, especially when his defense is not Mayweather esque? Yeah, Mikey's defense, like he has a chin, so he could take a hard shot, you know, in between doing what he's doing that's effective, you know. So that helps. He does have a chin for sure, you know. But I mean, it's not surprising. He sparred Pacquiao and Edwin Valero, so I just didn't see it. I just seen too many holes that to overcome, you know. And they said Mikey was gonna plug these holes, and he's seen something in Errol Spence, and now people don't want to just face facts and pay their ties and break bread and just be like, damn, Spence is the better man. But shout out to the Garcias. At least they keeping it real. You know, Robert Garcia's like, fuck. He's like, it's hard. He said it was a one-sided fight, so it's not really, I can't really rate the performance. Again, how is it that people, old media, is saying like, oh, you know, making all these excuses instead of just admitting it? Then me, I'm the one that is the hater or whatever. Every time I open my mouth and tell y'all the truth, and I'm saying what I'm saying about Mikey and then the situation, I'm just breaking down the fight, you know. And they say, oh, you hating on Mikey, and you know, some dude earlier said you hate Mexicans, some stupid shit, right? But then Mikey's brother and trainer is corroborating what I'm saying. So how does that make sense? So obviously you're not telling the truth to the people. You're not telling the truth to the people because he's saying exactly what I'm saying. You know, and this is what always happens in boxing. I say the shit, I'm the bad guy. And then you hear other people and then now it's acceptable. Get out of here. Shout out to AJ Castanen, $5 super chat. Same ones talking about Errol and Floyd are in Wilder. Same ones who favor boxing GOAT is Rocky Balboa. To them, Mikey got whooped. I'm Mexican, by the way. Like, my thing is, it doesn't even matter what you are. Just be real with, to me. That's all we're asking for. Keep it consistent. Keep that same energy, and just be real with what you've seen. You know, it's okay. I've seen Mexican fighters lose, Argentine fighters, black fighters, white fighter, Puerto Rico. Everybody's lost. Every race, every ethnicity. There's no ethnic group, or religion or race that is undefeated. So it's cool. You know, just keep it a buck. But you got people trying to double down and they getting destroyed because Mikey's own team ain't even saying what they saying. Mikey Garcia's brother just said to Fight Hype that it was a one-sided fight. And you're like, oh, he beat the small Mike. You know, all these guys making up excuses. This is why those channels disappear. I promise you. Damn, Kid Corleone banging on you. I didn't even get to see you there, man. I was just out and about. But yeah, man. These dudes know what it is, bro. They always be saying that lunatic shit in the comment section. So, no party, no foul. Mikey came up short. It's just what it is, what it is. But it's like, it's like laughable what some of the fans try to do to save face for being wrong. Like, damn, is it really that bad to be wrong? Like, I don't like being wrong, but it's not that serious. You know, like it really is like where I got to make myself look foolish and dig myself deeper, trying to suggest why I was wrong or like belittle Errol Spence. Just admit he was the better person. You know, the Garcias are doing it. Shout out to Myron Dinner. Ego, do you think Spence carried Mikey? Yeah. Brian Campbell, he's a reporter. He says Spence outlanded Garcia 345 to 75 per CompuBox. 345 to 75. These are Mayweather numbers, people. He had like 350 more or 350 landed. Mikey didn't even have 100. That's a domination, bro. And then yet and still you have idiots in the comment section talking about, oh, I'm not impressed with Errol Spence. Why the fuck not? He limited a guy who throws combinations. Watch the Easter fight. Watch the Dejan's Latishinin fight. You know, Dejan's Latishinin fight was much shorter, you know, because he knocked him out. He probably threw, you know, a good amount of punches because he was landing, you know, and he was jabbing. He was double up on the jab. So he probably had similar stats for a fight with far less rounds, you know, and you have idiots who are like, hey, man, I'm not impressed with this. This is not impressed. And then some of these same motherfuckers is the ones that say Tyson Fury beat Wilder's ass. Tyson Fury outlanded Wilder by he had 13 more punches landed than Wilder, and he didn't create more ruckus or cause more destruction than Wilder. You know, so how is it that Errol didn't impress you, but Tyson Fury's boxing impressed you, and he only outlanded Wilder, who, you know, missed and people said he looked sloppy and whatever? Then why did he only land 13 more punches? Errol shut this man out, and he's an elite level boxer. 345 to 75, that's ridiculous, bro. So this is what I'm talking about. They don't give black fighters credit. Errol, he has 350 punches basically landed. Mikey lands 75. They say, I'm not impressed. That doesn't impress me. You know, that's not masterclass boxing. Okay, Jim. You know, that's not masterclass boxing. But then go to a Loma fight where the stats are a lot closer, you know, or Tyson Fury versus Wilder, where he only outlanded Wilder by 13 punches. They say that's masterclass. You notice how consistent I am? I told you Tyson Fury was doing his thing in them rounds, but I don't consider that a masterclass boxing exhibition, you know, because he got destroyed in 2 of the rounds. Usually, if you're a masterclass boxer, you don't get nearly knocked the fuck out in most situations. You know, when you're dominating and controlling the distance, because the guy's so tired and befuddled and sick of missing and frustrated and can't get a read and a beat on what you're doing, that they don't know what to do. You know, so all you have to do is kind of coast, just be on the alert, you know, don't fall asleep at the wheel, and then just keep picking your shots in your spots. They're the ones that have to make more mistakes. Try like Canelo versus Mayweather. He's the one, Canelo, he was getting buried out there, you know, by Mayweather. So he was the one that had to make these big adjustments and, you know, and do something big to turn the fight around. Block Mr. Flucked. Block them right now. Listen, like I said, when you in the lead, you could just pop a willy. We don't even have to battle that stupid shit anymore. You know, people coming in the comment section, hearing an insightful argument that I'm making, and then they come and just say the opposite with no explanation. We're not even wasting no time. So anyway, that Tyson Fury to me wasn't a masterclass boxing exhibition. Here's another reason why it wasn't a masterclass boxing exhibition is because we already knew before the fight even fucking began that Tyson Fury was the better boxer. We know that Deontay Wilder has relied on pressure and relied on power and athleticism. You know, he has a good jab, a good one too, but he's been outboxed by Gerald Washington for some rounds. You know, he's had like little puzzles with Spilka and stuff. So we knew Tyson Fury being 6'10" and moving the way he does, herky jerky, that who was the better boxer. In the Errol Spence case, Mikey moving up or not, people actually said that Mikey was the better boxer, the better tactician, the better technical boxer. So what is more impressive? A guy doing what we knew he was capable of doing, like, hey, I'm the better boxer and I'm outboxing you several rounds and then I almost get knocked the fuck out, you know, and Jack Reese is like jumps all in my grill and shit. Is that more of a masterclass boxing exhibition? Or is it more of a masterclass exhibition when there were people who thought that Mikey Garcia was the better boxer and he couldn't get off and do anything, even including the impressions from his team, they corroborate that he couldn't do anything, and Errol Spence had an answer. And the things that we've historically seen Mikey Garcia good at, like jabs, cutting off the ring, even finding a way on the inside with the bigger guy like Robert Easter, like he did with him, combination punches, left hook to the body, you know, we didn't see none of that. So what's more impressive? Errol Spence put on a master class fucking boxing exhibition, you know? He made it look easy. He dominated. Tyson Fury didn't do that. Tyson Fury wasn't in control. If he was in so much control, then why did he get slept in the whatever, ninth and 12th round or whatever? Errol Spence was in total control. There was not one moment of that fight where, you know, he was like in mad danger or anything. And on top of that, you can look at the statistics. You know, Tyson Fury outlanded Wilder by 13, and people have the audacity to say he dominated Wilder, but then a dominant performance over, you know, the Black Channel. Errol Spence, they're like, I'm not impressed with that. Why wouldn't you be impressed with somebody who somebody you said is capable of outboxing this guy, not being able to do anything with him? How is that not impressive to you? Please let me know that. You know, hey, I think this guy could outbox this guy. He's way better. He has more experience. He has more power. He's stronger. But then when it don't happen, oh, now all of a sudden it's something different. Get the fuck out of here. And then, like I said, they put it on the pedestal like a performance like Tyson Fury. You know, no knock on Fury. Tyson Fury did cool. He outboxed Wilder in some rounds, but Wilder came back ruthlessly and like, you know, tried to decapitate that man and sent him to the shadow realm. So what are we talking about? You know, once again, this is what they do to black athletes, and I'm going to keep saying it, and I hope it pisses people off. I hope it does. Because the more you hear, you're like, damn, and then you're going to have to look into it. Like, damn, man, why does he keep saying that? Because it's fucking true. That's why. So I'm going to keep saying it. You know, the cat's out the bag. This is what they do. And I'm gonna make it so uncomfortable for old media to try to perpetuate these lies. The Black Channel, you know, it's gonna be ugly. They're not even gonna want to cover fights. They're not gonna, you know, and if they do, they're gonna have to mind their manners. You know, they can't just be writing these crazy articles no more. That shit is a dub. That shit is done. We run Pensacola. We talk tonight. That shit is a dub. Give the man Errol his props. You know? Straight up. Spence did look stellar. I mean, what more do you want? I mean, outside from a knockdown. But, like, who cares? You know? Not every guy. Like, like, honestly, who the fuck is Pacquiao knocked out? You know? And people are talking about, oh, he didn't knock him down, though. Brandon Rios, he was coming up, he moved up a division. Pacquiao didn't even have a knockdown versus him. He actually should have had a knockdown, but they didn't score it. But so, as it sits, he didn't knock down Brandon Rios. Brandon Rios is far more limited than Mikey Garcia in terms of the skill set. And Mikey fought at 140 just like Rios. And he fought at 35. Pacquiao didn't knock him out. And y'all motherfuckers was good with that. I'm telling you, we got too much. We got too much sauce. We got too much drip. I ain't seen nobody say that, the gold standard was for Pacquiao to knock out Rios. Rios, he don't even have, he has a worse defense than Mikey Garcia. His skill set ain't Mikey Garcia. Like, I mean, I'm not even trying to be funny, but even Rios' speech seems a little bit like kind of slurred a little because he gets hit a lot. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody said Pacquiao, oh, what the fuck? What are you doing? Why didn't you knock him out? You went the decision. Let me guess, it's because he was coming off the Marquez knockout. See, I know my boxing. It's cool. But the list don't stop there. You could say Craig barely escaped rules and Provodnikov, moved up to a catchweight and fought Pacquiao. Got dropped 6 times. Pacquiao didn't stop him. Well, how you didn't stop Chris Algieri, who don't have no power, and he's a former kickboxer. Mikey's a good fighter. Veterans know how to survive. And like I said, it's hard to get the knockout when the person's not going to engage and doing enough to survive. And ain't that what y'all said with Broner and Pacquiao? Oh, Broner wasn't trying to win. But now Mikey gets, praised, moral victory points. Oh, yeah, he didn't get knocked out, though. Okay, well, Broner's face looked cleaner post-fight, and he didn't get knocked out by Pacquiao. But nobody kept that same energy with Broner. They said, no, man, fuck that. Broner didn't even try. He got gun shy and, bitched up or whatever people said. So what did Mikey do? And truth be told, like I said yesterday, I don't give a fuck who mad. Broner did better versus Pacquiao, a legend and Hall of Famer, than Mikey did with Spence. You cannot tell me Pacquiao won 12 rounds out of 12 rounds versus Broner. But I can. Errol Spence won 12. And Broner also came from 135 and these little last divisions and shit. I'm destroying Omid. That's what I'm saying. I don't even have to keep doing this. I'm just destroying them. But people don't like Broner's. See, Mikey's a good dude. But that don't have nothing to do with boxing. Because you don't like Broner's attitude, that means you got to lie. Because you don't like how Broner behaves, you got to lie. That don't make sense. Fair is fair. If I didn't commit a crime, I don't care if you like me or not. I'm not trying to go to jail just because you don't like me, when I didn't do the crime. These dudes getting bodied. This shit easy. Broner moved 2 weight classes, fought a light puncher, Paulie Malignaggi, got past that, said, hey, I'm going to let the fans pick my next fight. Fans said, all right, fight Maidana, toughest punchers in the division at that time, who's the furthest along, resume-wise and everything. Keith Thurman, but he was still fighting guys like Jose Soto Caras and shit. So Maidana was like a guy with a good resume at that time and noted power. Broner fought him. I ain't see no praise because Broner went the distance. No praise. They said, aha, Chino kicked your ass. That's what they told me. That's what they said. Nah, Chino got you. What? I'm supposed to be more impressed because Chino got 2 knockdowns and Errol didn't get a knockdown. But guess what? The fight, Broner started hurting Chino. Mikey didn't hurt Spence. And Mikey claims that he didn't get hurt by Spence, but, something made him gun shy. So you can put that in your pipe and smoke it. This is what I'm talking about. This is that bullshit. People don't keep that same energy. Like I said, Broner moved up. He's a 4-division weight champion by age of 24. No respect. He dropped Sean Porter. Something never did, who's a big puncher. Kell Brook never did. Broner did this. In the 12th round after losing. Where was that for Mike? Mikey didn't do that, like lose, the whole fight and then drop. This is all fact, bro. Mikey didn't lose 11 rounds and then come back with this crazy knockdown of Errol Spence. He didn't put Errol Spence in any predicament. And some of you guys even said Mikey was the better boxer. And then now they don't want to stop it. Anyway, I told you, Omid getting destroyed. I'm about to get something to eat. Shout out to Dallas. Hold me down. We working, people.